Hi kids, I'm Kansu. Welcome to our magical ocean home.
Let's go, let's go!
It will be wonderful.
Hello and welcome. Have you ever heard of a magical place called the Marmaya Ocean? Well, today we're going to dive right into its story, Kansu, and meet a very special hero who calls its sparkling waters her home. So, let's begin. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, a place where the blue waves would sing sweet songs and the sun sparkled on the water like a million tiny diamonds, there was the beautiful Marmaya Ocean. Now, right in the heart of this ocean, there was this tiny magical island. And deep down in the clear blue waters lived a little mermaid. So come on, let's meet her, and her wonderful friends too. Her name was Kansu, and that name means life water. And you know what? It was the perfect name for her. People said that every single drop of the ocean got its strength from her, and that every little fish would dance whenever she smiled. She really was the life of the sea. Of course, Kansu was loved by everyone, but she had two very special best friends who were always right there by her side. First, there was Kıpır, this bright red crab who was just buzzing with curiosity about everything. And then there was Durgun, a big, wise sea turtle who moved very slowly, but seemed to carry all the wisdom of the ocean with him.
For the longest time, life in Marmaya was just perfect. But then, one day, something strange started to happen. Something kind of sad. The beautiful ocean, well, it began to change.
You can see here how everything started to change. Those waves that used to be a brilliant blue, they turned pale, almost gray. The water that was once sparkling and clear became murky and just lifeless. And even the happy, dancing fish, they started swimming so slowly, their bright colors were fading, and you could just see the worry in their movements. Kansu looked all around her, and her heart just felt so heavy. She turned to her friends, her voice just a whisper, and said, "Something is happening. Our waters are disappearing. And you have to remember, this ocean wasn't just some water, it was their home." So one day, as Kansu was swimming through this gloomy, dark water, she spotted a strange little light on the ocean floor. She swam down and gently moved the sand away, and what did she find? A beautiful, old, golden lamp with tiny waves carved all over it. Well, Kansu was so curious, she gently rubbed the lamp, and poof! In a puff of smoke, a big, friendly genie with this magnificent blue beard appeared. He stretched out with a huge yawn, and his voice boomed, "Wow, after a 1,000-year nap, it's about time someone woke me up." So Kansu told the genie everything, all about the fading ocean, and the kind genie listened very carefully, and he knew right away he had to help. But where do we even start? Kansu wondered. "We have to find the source of this sadness," the genie said. And just like that, their great magical journey began. It was Kıpır the crab who had an idea. He suggested they go visit Bora, the wise storm bird who lived at the very, very top of the island. Bora had these giant white wings and a voice that sounded just like thunder. They knew if anyone knew the secrets of the sky and the sea, it would be him.
Bora looked at Kansu with his wise, ancient eyes. "The spring of endless water is blocked," his voice thundered, "and only the one who gives life to water can open it, and that, Kansu, is you." He explained to her that her name wasn't just a name, it was her destiny.
So with Bora's help, their path was finally clear. They knew what they had to do, but oh boy, the journey was far from over. They would have to be brave and face rough currents and pass through dark, spooky caves to reach the very source of the ocean's life. Together, all the friends traveled to the North Peak. They faced every single challenge, and finally, they arrived at a large hollow rock. But waiting for them there was their biggest problem yet. The entrance to the spring of endless water? It was completely blocked by this giant, tangled mess of seaweed. It was so thick and so dark, it looked totally impossible to move. All that fresh, life-giving water was trapped behind it. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Kansu remembered something, an ancient mermaid song, a melody her mother and grandmother had taught her. It was a song of healing. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and began to sing, very softly. And as her beautiful song filled the water, something truly magical happened. A bright, warm light started to glow from deep inside the rock. And then that giant seaweed, it just seemed to melt away, dissolving into the water. And then, with a joyful rush, a powerful stream of fresh, clean, rainbow-colored water burst out. Kansu's song had awakened the ocean. Marmaya was 100% alive once more.
So, our friends returned to a happy, sparkling ocean. The fish were dancing again, and all the coral was bright with color. But they came back with something even more important than the water. They came back with a new understanding.
Little Kıpır waved his claws all excitedly. "Now we will all protect Marmaya together, won't we?" he declared. And you know, they all understood that saving their home was just the first step.
And the wise old turtle, Durgun, he nodded his head very slowly and added, "Yes, because when we are together, every difficulty becomes easier." See, the real magic wasn't just in Kansu's song, it was in their friendship.
The genie, who was doing happy flips in the clean water, offered one last piece of wisdom. With a big smile, he said, "Remember, my little friends, protecting the water is everyone's job, all over the world." Their story suddenly became a lesson for every single one of us.
And finally, Kansu looked out with a smile that could light up the whole sea, and she gave us all a special mission. She said, if you also protect the sea, nature, and the animals, then every place, just like Marmaya, can be full of life again.
And so, Kansu's fairy tale might have ended, but her story, well, it lives on in the whisper of the waves. And it leaves us all with a very important question to think about. What does Marmaya's story teach us about protecting our own world?